Many people are probably unaware of my collections, the things that I regard as a collection. You guys might go, she's a hoarder. Yeah, that's possible. But in this mini series, I am going to show you the items that I collect. And to be able to do that this week, I have with me my trusty duster and polish, and I am in need to polish my blue glassware. Now, to a lot of people this is going to be as boring as sin, but I'm going to show you the things that are in my collection right now. So, number one, I have two of these. These are what's classed as tulip vases. They're not drinking vessels, they're tulip vases. And they're quite textured, ridgy. And the two of them sit in my living room. On top of my bookcase, I have a little display cabinet thingy, which holds another one of my collections. But these sit either side of the display cabinet thingy. And I will say, I apologise for all the moving of the camera. It's trying to focus on my face and stay focused on my face, so apologies. So we are in my bedroom, and I'm going to be dusting while I show you. So next to me on the bedside table, I have another vase. And yes, most of these I'm going to show you are dusty, hence why I have my duster. Because I'm going to give them a little bit of a quick run over while I show you. So this one has the spiral of white going around it. And when I have the money, something that I like to put in this one, and it stays with me for about 6 months or so, because it's fine when it's dry as well as when it's not, is baby's breath or gypsophilia. So that's one vase. Oh. That's number one. Another vase is slightly wider, but it has got this spiraling effect, which when you look at it like you're looking at it, it's more like a diamond cut. It looks diamond cut, or what they call diamond cut. So for me with this one, it's not only the shape, but it's also that beautiful spiral that goes around it. Absolutely adore. And of course everything in this collection is dark blue, apart from, no, it's all dark blue. I was going to say apart from one which I'm sure is a lighter blue, but no, it's all royal blue. And just depending on the thickness of it depends on how dark it looks. But that's my second vase, which sits beside my bed on my bedside table. And the last thing that's beside my bed is this. Now this would be called a posy vase. And the colouring of it, look, you can see You can see my windowsill where you're sat. So this is really, really thick, quite heavy. Yeah, I forgot about those marks. Those marks, I cannot get it out. I think somebody used it as an ashtray before I had it, because it doesn't matter how much I try. I think those marks in the bottom, I think they're burnt in. But this is a posy vase. This is when your children bring back daisies and things they've pulled up out the neighbours to give you to smile. So this is my posy vase, and that's the last thing beside my bed. Now I'm going to shift my butt. Bear with me, because I'm getting things down and putting them back as I go. So at the bottom of my bed I have a cube shelf with another collection in, and on the top of that cube shelf I have two pieces which I'll show you in a moment, and next to that I have a shelf which holds not only blue glass but a couple of books and a couple of bits of the collection that's also in that cube. So on top of the cube I have a blue bottle. Almost certain, we're not talking antique here, almost certain of it, especially as it's got a seam down both sides. So it's something that's been together. So almost certain it's not antique. I think I've only got 3 items that are classed as antiques out the blue glass, but I don't care. It's blue glass and I love it. So this is quite a thick bottle. It has got that indentation on the bottom, but of course it can be used as a vase as well. I don't use any bar that first vase that I showed you as a vase or anything as practical, apart from that vase, one other vase and a thing which we'll come to. But there's that, and then there's this, and I can't remember what this is called. A votive vase, I think. So that little indent is actually it's got a knobble on the inside, because that is melted properly into it. So we have a votive vase. I think it's called a votive vase. I don't know. Love the ring. So that's that. So those two sit on top of my cube, and then on the shelf, first, heavy. This is heavy. Now this has got like an oily finish to give it an aurora borealis finish. This has an extremely thick bottom. I don't know if you can see that. It goes to there. That's the thickest part, but it goes to there. So that's a hefty weight. Plus, all down the corners, I don't know if you can see that it's a lot darker because it's a lot thicker down the corners as well. But this I call my crumple vase, because it's almost like it's been made out of paper, crumpled, and then reshaped almost, because it doesn't look like a complete square when you look at it in person like that. Yeah, it does, but because of all the thickness bits, it just looks very crumpled. So this is extremely heavy, and it's just very, it's not brilliantly made. There's two lines running through it, which they're not scratches, they were done when it was made, but it never came into anything. So it's like, should I do this now? That doesn't work. And they left it like part way through. And it's got this finish on it that creates all these bubbles all over. And there's a lot of bubbles in it as well. You see that bubble down there? There's one there. There's another one there. There's quite a few. There's another one up there. There's quite a few. So it's not brilliantly made, but I really, really like it. Next, now I've never drunk out of it, but let's give it a quick wipe. Next we have what's classed as a Brandy Glass. And I absolutely adore the stem on this. So we have a Brandy Glass. And that beautiful stem. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's just like, it's like a tulip. Absolutely lovely. Very, very, very well made. Next is what is now classed as an antique. Another flower vase. Now what year this was made, I have no idea. I've never looked it up because I don't have anything to go on really. But all of that is texture. You see that? That's all cut. All of it. I mean, I say cut. It was moulded. And pretty bad mould down there. Because, you know, it's not smooth. But only down there. It's only the bottom that seems to have 4 slices to it. But I will admit, I find this quite ugly, but at the same time ugly enough to be pretty. Pretty ugly. And there's the bottom. But it's just, the cut of it is lovely. Again, it's really, really heavy because the bottom comes up quite high. It's up to about there roughly. So we're looking at a good inch roughly of bottom, and then the lip is also quite thick. It's quite thick. So this is a hefty piece, and it has got a chip in it, which is just there, which I'm quite about. Well, let me put these away. It's good that I'm getting something done while I get to talk to somebody. So let's get the next things, huh? I won't have to get up again apart from to put these away, so I'll get them all out now, and then I can put everything away when I turn the camera off. I don't think I'm going to have anywhere to sit, but I'll work it out somehow. Don't want to smash anything. And I think it might be a really nice idea for me to put some stuff in the bin, because I think it's time. Not the blue glass though. Oh heck no. We ain't going down that road. No. But you'll see. Okay, so first off we have, I kind of always call this my table leg vase. I don't know if it's classed as a vase or a cup. I would say a vase because it's got a water well at the bottom, but I'll show you. Hang on, just give it a buff, give it a buff, give it a buff, give it a buff now. So I call this my table leg because it's got that lovely waist and then this water well at the bottom. So that is my table leg vase. How old it is, I don't know how old any of these are, to be fair. A couple of them I can tell you when I got them and they were brand new, but others, no. Okay, so next we have my one and only blue glass paperweight. And it's because of this that I bought the majority of what I'm showing you today, because the person that was selling this said, I've got some more blue glass things if you're interested. And they showed me and I went, oh, yeah. And I managed to get a really, 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 really good deal on them. Really good. Really, really, really good. So I have a paperweight. It's an apple. It's an apple paperweight. Absolutely love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. And of course, because it's a paperweight, it's pretty darn solid. So there's my apple. Won't be taking a bite. It's very healthy for you because it holds no calories. But there is my apple paperweight. Something that I bought brand new, and that was 5 years ago. I'd seen it in a jeweller's several times over the course of 3 years, and I couldn't justify buying it because it cost 25 quid and I couldn't justify it. And in the end I came into a little bit of money. That sounds bad, but I was given a little bit of money and told, buy something other than food and bills with it. And straight away I bought this. And it's a Darlington Glass vase. Now Darlington is really, really well known over here. Handmade, not by machine. And it's got the Darlington etching on the bottom as well. Now this is classed as beehive, I think. I've got the box for it up in the attic, but it's a nice weight. It is a nice weight. It's not heavy and it's not really, really light. It's a nice weight. And it's just so cute. So cute. So there is my beehive. Now this is glass. And this is the only one of this kind of thing that I have as well. It's a little bit out of the norm for my collection, but it's blue glass. So I have a photo holder. It's just a circle. The bad thing is it's actually clear glass and they've painted with glass paint, the blue, which is a shame. It's a real shame. But right now it's still blue glass. Okay. But this is a photo holder and it doesn't hold a photo. But that is my blue glass photo holder. Next we have something similar shape to the beehive. Again, this is classed as a posy vase. I've never used it as such. But it is in my second favourite glass finishing style, which is Crackle. So this is another posy vase. Again, a nice weight for the item. It's heavy enough, but it's not heavy. But I love Crackle, and you can't see the Crackle properly unless I do that. You can see the inside where it's all shattered. Love it. I love Crackle, even paint. I love Crackle. Love it. Next, we have another antique. And this was something that I sort of inherited. Sort of. And is very similar to another one of the items, as you'll see in a moment. Giving it a dust while we go. Because, you know, I'm here for a practical reason too. Give me a second. Nearly done. Nearly done. Don't really want to show you it all dusty. I want you to see it in its prime. Okay. So this belonged to my mother's godmother, who I used to call Auntie. She wasn't my auntie, but it's what we used to call her. And she used to keep cotton balls in it. She used to have two. And one had cotton balls in it. And one had, like, when she'd... One was clean cotton balls, one was used cotton balls. And when it filled up, she got rid of it. But you see the edging on that lid? Really, really light lid as well, even though most of that is solid. That's a good about an inch of solidness. It's a really nice light piece. And then you've got the same sort of scalloped edging on here. And when you look at this in person like that, you cannot see the ridges on it. It's only when you do that, the inside, it's got the detailing. And on the bottom, we've got that beautiful stem work again, which is the the spiraling, which I adore. So let me just give that stem another quick go over. Ta-da. She also used to have a smaller one which had sweeties in it, but I'm not supposed to know that. Another one that I got brand new, and this was, I don't actually know, close to 20 years ago. No, that's a lie. That is such a lie. About 15 years ago, roughly. And that is a similar one to the vase that I've got beside the bed. This does have a name. Etched handarbite, handcrafted, handmade. So all of these, you can actually see the paint. You can feel it. It's textured. So we've got this lovely splash, and then at the top you've got the ridges again that you can see on the inside, and you can just about see on the outside, and they're going in the same direction as the spiral, but when you look at it a certain way, again, it looks diamond cut, but that doesn't show on the camera. So there's another smaller vase. This you might think weird. It's just a tumbler. It's just a tumbler. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a really nice weight, but of course it's blue glass. Blue tumbler. Blue tumbler. Still can't get rid of it. It's scratched. Blue tumbler. Then this is another antique. Now this is a perfume dropper, or what is it? A scent. I don't know if it's a scent bottle or a scent vessel. I'm sure it's got other names, like a lot of these things that I'm naming, and they've probably got other names, but we have, and then you take that out, and that's where your scent sits. Done. But I'm pretty sure that's more of a ornamental thing than an actual practical use. And this one does have, there you go, an etching on it, a name on it. Now, I have always thought it said birds, but honestly, I don't know if that is the name of the glassware company or the person that actually made it. But there is a perfume bottle. Here is, you've seen one similar to this. And this is another one. Bear with me while I just take a little bit of the dust off. I know this is taking a little bit longer than expected for you. I'm expecting 45 minutes. We'll see. Let's give that a... Almost done. Get me duster in there. Swizzle it around. Can't quite get in. This needs a proper clean, really. Okay. So another glass. And this is more of a vase than a glass, but it's also not Scotch, not brandy, not sherry. It's another liqueur kind of glass where you put it in and before you drink it, it's got a nice bit of room to swizzle. And again, we've got the spiraling on the stem. And we've got that lovely ridge that you can see when you're like that. There you go. Sort of. You can see the lines, but you can see them more on the inside, so that when you're looking at it, you can see the detailing. This is another one. Another antique. But this is more of a modern antique than an antique. So this has got a hollow stopper. Now I'm sure there's a proper practical reason for that. I don't know what it is. But it's got a hollow top, which means that this item has a practical value, but I don't know what it is. I know years and years and years ago, and I'm sure many people across the world have seen or know what the heck I'm going on about, at least. In pharmacies, chemists, they used to have these bottles that would have the liquid ailments in. And a lot of the time they'd be on display in the window. And they fell out of favour in about the 80s or thereabouts, 1980s. But they'd been around for a good few centuries. And they used to look like that. It used to be clear so that you could see the colour of the ailment inside, because you'd have green and red and blue and yellow, which always reminded me of wee wee. But there we have that one. Another antique I have, which is another perfume bottle, or a scent bottle, if you will, whichever you prefer, but very, very different to the other one. So this one has embossing all the way around the bottom. And of course, it's got its little got worried then. It has its little scent dropper. So this is more of a, if you've only got a little bit of perfume. I mean, that's a little bit. My little perfume bottle, it's like that. Little bit of a difference, but that's for, you know, really expensive perfume where you only get a tiny little bit. but a tiny little bit is a lot. Now this, I still class this as a posy vase, but I'm almost certain it isn't. It's just something ornamental and quirky. Give me a second. Twisty, twisty, twisty. I'm going to get down the bottom. There we go. It's just got this cute little weird handle. It's like, why? Don't know. I don't care. But it's just this very, very quirky little vase. Delicate little thing. Nice weight. Quirk. Okay, we have another beehive shaped posy vase, which used to be used, not by me, but the previous person, which used to be used as a vase because it's got watermarks that you can't get rid of. So there's that. It's got a really nice bottom on it where it comes from all sides rather than just flat across. It's got a lovely inner, as it were, which I can't really show you on the camera because it doesn't pick up. And that sits in this, which sit on one side of my TV. Just a bowl. But this I have sat in it like that, and it kind of reminds me of a flower. I have a weird mind, as most of you know, but this is just a bowl. Very nice weight. Sounds like ceramic, but as you can see, it's really not. It's glass. On the other side of the TV, I have another piece of Crackle Glass. Remember, I love Crackle Glass. And this is by the crafters Sia, S-I-A, not the singer. And again, it's classed as a perfume bottle. And this is more modern. But the crackle in it, you can see a little bit in there of it cracked. Shattered. Love it. Love it. Camera doesn't show, but it shows brilliantly on the outside. Far better than the other one. But it's a little perfume bottle, and that sits in. Both of these are, that bowl and this sit either side of my TV in here. And that perfume bottle sits in this. It's a little bit heavy. And it's not because it's thick bottomed, but it's actually fairly thick glass. It's a bit more robust. There's a flower bowl. And I have that sit in it. Like that. And that sits the other side of my TV. Okay, 4 things left. Now there is this vase, which is my favourite type of glass. It's frosted. Absolutely love any frosted glass. These cost me a fortune, but I'm getting rid. I'm getting rid. They're not even beads. It's kind of a glittery plastic thing. Took me 6 years to find 2, but I'm getting rid. So let me just quickly give this a wipe. Now this is Vase, I think. Handmade LSA International. Those who wish to Google, please do, because I never have. This is a frosted blue glass, and it's a tulip vase. 2 tulips at the very most. Tulips at the very most. A little heavy, very thick tulip vase. Never used it as a tulip vase, but I did buy it brand new. Then this was given to me by my then best friend. This was a water bottle sold in supermarkets. She removed the label, washed it off, and I had 2 of these originally, and I really badly wanted to turn it into a lamp, so you know, the light's on the top, but I've never had the guts to drill through it. Never had the guts. 70mm. So I'll just give that a wipe down, and it holds a blue glass rose. But I've had this for 21 years now. No, that's a lie as well. Oh my gosh. Beryl. 17 years. And it was just from the supermarket. Water. Spring water. Nothing more. Just a spring water bottle. But it's beautiful blue. And I got this rose. That was 21 years ago. There was a guy selling them. That was clever. I've cleaned it so much that I've just broken it. There was a guy selling them in the town centre where I lived at the time. And when I got this, it was the same day that I got my blue rose tattoo. And I didn't have the money to buy this. And I went round the streets begging. And I eventually got it. I have my blue rose, which I have sat in the bottle. 2 items to go. Now this is also 21 years old. No, we're going to go further than that, 22 years old. Now I do have silver leaves put in it to go with the bedroom. But this is a vase. And if I turn it, you'll see that it's not straight up and down. It's wiggly wiggly woo. It's wiggly wiggly woo. And this was a Christmas and birthday present from my father back then. Spolka Krosno trademark. It is very, very heavy, and it's got cobwebs in it because I can't get down there. It needs a good wash out, but it's very, very heavy, thick, clear glass bottom, and then all of the rest of it is a much darker blue than you can see on the camera, but very, very funky. And that was the first time my father ever listened to me, that I said I love blue glass, and I ended up with that as my Christmas birthday present, and I was ecstatic. Last item, and this is where I'm gonna be throwing one lot of stuff out, is another vase. Now in this vase I have, which don't go at all, but there's a reason, I have these which were made for me for a reason. My living room used to be this colour, and they fit perfectly. But where I used to live, I used to be on a forum which is worldwide, but each place over the world has their own local, and it's called Free Cycle. And it's people that have got stuff to get rid of, or if you are really in need of something and really don't have the money, you can ask. And there was somebody asking for tights, stockings, hosiery. Apologies, the camera went pop. So I had this pile of tights from Oma, and I gave them to this woman and told her where they'd come from, and as a thank you she made me these. So even though they don't match my decor right now, these are my grandmother. These represent her. So bless that woman. Very, very thankful. Also in this vase I have a butterfly, which badly needs a proper wash, and I think what I'm going to do with it, because it's supposed to be a hair piece, you're supposed to put it in your hair. It's quite heavy, and I think you need really thick hair to put it in. But I think what I'm going to do, give it a wash. Give it a wash and put it on my plant pot like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. So all of this can come out. This and its cobwebs, that can all go in the bin. Or the compost, because it's all natural and dried. So this vase was given to me by my best friend at the time. And I don't know if he found a clear vase and painted it, or if he found this. Either way, I cried a little bit when I got it. I had this as a birthday present from him, and absolutely loved it. But it's been painted from the inside, so it's been dropped in. But I don't care. Absolutely love it. So this is the last thing in my collection of blue glass things, I think. And that was the first of the mini series. Tune in next week, folks, while I go and put all these glass. Oh, I just found an S word. It's the only thing I hate about dusting. You find S words. Ugh. I'm going to go and put all this glass away. Get rid of the S word. And we'll see which collection we do next week. See you later. Bye-bye.